What's up everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Cassie. Today we're doing a brand review because quite frankly I've been very sick for a little bit, and today is like, I kind of have energy, not a lot of energy, so not enough to do like a long video. We're just doing a quick brand review. I wanted to start doing those anyway because I feel like a lot of people have issues with brands, especially online brands or brands that you get from, like grocery stores and stuff like Target, Walmart, things like that. I have a lot of friends ask me about brands or talk about like their frustration finding good brands that aren't going to break the bank. A lot of them just end up sticking with like one brand because they're kind of nervous about trying other ones, or they just like kind of give up altogether. So I wanted to do a series of brand reviews. Anyway, I figured since I've been sick and kind of, wanting to go crawl in a hole like some pathetic little creature and never leave, this would be a great time. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe. If you dislike it, but leave a comment either way because I love to hear what you have to say. And let's get started. Quick aside, because I kind of forgot to do it, this is not a paid promotion. I'm just reviewing because I can, because I bought it. I'm not big enough yet for anyone to actually care enough if I review their products. I'm just doing it because I feel like honest reviews are hard to come by, and I think it's really nice for people to be able to find them. So, didn't get paid. They don't know I exist. Sorry. So it's not really makeup, but it is the Luxe Lash lift set that we're reviewing today. I imagine if you're into makeup, you've probably seen it on a lot of the Instagram stuff, which is how I found it, and I got sucked into that whole thing. So we're going to kind of review it, all the things I like about it, all the things I dislike about it, all that fun stuff. So as far as affordability goes, first of all, you order it online. I haven't seen it in stores, but you might be able to see it in the stores. The affordability was pretty good. It was like $40, I think. I think that was like including the shipping, maybe like $10 for shipping. I can't really remember off the top of my head. It really wasn't bad. So affordability, pretty decent there. I think it was on sale at the time, and I think it's usually like $60. I'm not sure I'd pay $60 for it, to be honest with you, but $40 was worth it. I will admit I'd probably buy it again at $40. As far as shipping goes, shipping took a little while. I didn't get it for, I don't know, 2.5 weeks, I think it was about. So it wasn't too bad. It wasn't like crazy awful, but for domestic shipping, I thought that was a little odd. I usually get things faster. Not a big deal, but definitely something to kind of be aware of if you're like trying to prep for an event. I wasn't. It didn't really matter to me. I thought it was a little long for domestic shipping. I've gotten international shipping faster, so I was like, oh, that's weird, but whatever. But if you're like prepping for like prom or something like that would be something to keep in mind, that it could take a little longer. I did really like the packaging. The packaging is super cute, very professional looking, and the box is pretty sturdy. Like obviously it's cardboard, but like it's that really nice little like cute packaging thing. I really liked it. I thought it was very organized, very cute, very kind of streamlined. I don't really usually care about packaging, but some people are big about it, so I thought I'd like talk about that, whatever. I personally don't really care that much, but I did think it was cute. I liked how it was all like together and stuff like that. So it comes with everything you need. It comes with the perm lotion, the fix lotion, the nourish lotion, the lash lift combs, the lash lift pads, which is what you kind of put stuff on top of to curl it, applicators, and then the adhesive. So everything you need, almost. The one thing that I disliked about as far as what it came with goes is the fact that the instructions several times call for you to use thin strips of cling wrap to put over your lashes to let it sit, kind of like how you foil your hair, which is fine. But I mean, to do that on lashes, you're talking about very, very small strips of cling wrap, which, one, not everyone has cling wrap. I do, but not everyone does anymore, or certainly not eye-safe cling wrap, perhaps. Also, like, you have to cut it really small, and that's a pain in the butt, and I frankly didn't do it. That was too much of... That was too much work for me, okay? I'm a lazy bitch, and I didn't want to... No, like, it was just weird, because it's like, why would you not include that? I'll be honest with you, when I used it, I did not do the cling wrap strips. I didn't want to do that. It's a lot of cutting very thin little. The other thing I dislike about like the actual packaging is like you'll see like the lotions, they come in this cute little box, and I thought there would be like a little bottle inside, but they are actually individual packages, which I did not like for two reasons. One, just sustainability. I didn't like that, like, excessive packaging. If you can avoid excessive packaging, I'm cool with it. I don't like a lot of the one-use product stuff just for the sustainability of it, the ethics of it. I think, like, you could just put that in a bottle and there'd be a little less waste there. The other thing is on the topic of wastefulness, when you have a one-use application packet, a lot of times there's a little bit extra in there, but if it's one use, you can't save it for another one, so you have to put a little bit excess product every time, but you can't save it, which again is very wasteful to me. And a lot of the reasons I like the bottles, because most of the time if you get like a bottle that is for like 10 applications, you can usually eke out like an 11th one. Just because there's almost always just that little extra bit, or you can kind of scrape it out of the bottom that way with your applicator, which you really just can't do with the one-use packaging. And so I wasn't a big fan of that. All of their lotions came like that, and I did not like them. That was very annoying. It was also very messy, because instead of just a cute little like bottle that you could just set somewhere, you had this like little thin package that you had to tear open, and it was like oozing out, but you can't really prop it up, so you just have to like awkwardly hold it while your lashes are glued up. Like, I didn't like that packaging. I did not like that part of it. I wish they had just had like a bottle for all of it. One thing I do like about them is they are vegan, cruelty-free, all that fun stuff, which I think I've said before, I am not vegan, very far from it, but I do like vegan products, because you like never find a vegan product that isn't cruelty-free, which is a big thing for me. I don't like animal testing. I don't like animal byproducts and stuff. Well, you know, things like mink, like real mink lashes and stuff, where, you know, there's really bad ethics behind it, you know, like, leave the animals alone, you know? Nobody cares that much about lipstick, alright? Anyway, so I did like that they're vegan, cruelty-free, all that fun stuff. That was really cool. That was the reason I bought them. The instructions came with this nifty little instruction booklet. Again, it was a little confusing at first, but I think they do a pretty good job going step by step. And they have like even little troubleshooting guides, like how to choose the lift pads and stuff like that, and if you're having trouble with the glue and, you know, that kind of fun stuff. I think they did a pretty good job as far as that goes. Again, I think the biggest thing I disliked was that they have you do cling strips. But yeah, otherwise, pretty decent. I think the only things that you need that doesn't come in the packaging at all is the cotton balls, the Q-tips, and then the cling film. I did not like the strips. I feel like just because the nature of it, because you have to cut them so small and not everyone carries it. Obviously not everyone has Q-tips and cotton balls and stuff too, but most people have those. Not everyone does cling wrap anymore because of how like unethical it really is. And there's so many different types of cling wrap now. Some people don't use the traditional saran wrap. Some people use like that like press and seal stuff. So it's one of those things, like, you can't guarantee that everyone's gonna have it. Most people are gonna look at, I'm doing like an eyelash treatment, I should probably have cotton swabs just in case. That seems like a common sense thing that maybe not everyone would get, but it's pretty obvious. I would never have thought I needed to buy saran wrap for my lashes, you know? So I feel like that one was not self-explanatory, not one that was really an obvious thing. And then you just like, if you hadn't read the instructions beforehand, before you got started and you're going step by step, like an ADHD person might do, like me, you wouldn't have those pre-cut, and you might not even have it bought. So I didn't like that. I really didn't like that. That really bothered me. I feel like if you have to have some kind of covering to let your lashes set, you need to include that. There's no reason not to include that. So it came with 5 treatments altogether, which isn't a lot for the amount, but at the same time, you're basically doing a perm. It is a lash lift, and like if you go to the salon, you're gonna be paying a lot more. So I feel like it wasn't horribly unreasonable there. Like I said, I wouldn't have paid like the $60 or whatever that it said it normally was. I don't know if that's, you know, because some places will do like, this is on sale, but like it's always on sale for that price. So I haven't really checked back enough to see that. But I wouldn't pay the $60 for it. But the 40 was decent. I mean, that's less than $10 per treatment, which I think is pretty reasonable. It took me like 20 minutes, I think, to do it, give or take. A little bit longer just because I was trying to figure out what the fuck I was doing. But I feel like once you get kind of in the routine of it, it'll go really quick. And I feel like, yeah, it's not bad money. And each treatment is supposed to last 8 weeks, which is pretty accurate. I feel like when I did it, obviously I messed it up a little bit because I didn't use the cling strips. Also, on the instructions, they do tell you not to put any of the product on the tips of your lashes, and they don't tell you why, which I do feel like they should explain why that is a big deal, because I was just like, well, that's weird, and kind of accidentally put it on my tips, and was like, well, I'm just gonna put the rest of it up there too. So like, this side was fine. This side ended up like the tips curled back too far, like all the way back, which apparently is probably why they say don't put it on your tips, so your tips don't like curl so far. I'm not really sure. Just because they're thinner, they probably curl or break a little bit more, and I did kind of see that. But in general, pretty straightforward. They did tell me not to do it, and I did it anyway. They just didn't explain why, which I feel like they should probably. It did last for about 8 weeks, I would say. I did it about 8 weeks ago, and it's pretty much gone now. So I think that's pretty reasonable. I started seeing it fade, like it started loosening up within a couple of weeks, but not enough to be like not lifted, you know, like enough to be like, okay, I can see it start to like relax, but not even close to being like fully relaxed, you know. But by about the 5-week mark, I could see like significant relaxation there. Not enough to be like not lifted or anything. It was still pretty lifted. I was actually kind of impressed with how long it lasted, because I didn't expect it to go for the full 8 weeks, to be honest with you. But I'd say 7 to 8 is probably a reasonable expectation. It's up to 8, so you know, I think that's pretty reasonable. But I had pretty significant lift until about the 5-week mark, so I think that's pretty reasonable expectation. So that being said, for like the 5 uses, and you can expect, you know, realistically probably 6 to 8 weeks of lift. That's pretty decent for me. Again, I wouldn't go over 40, but I think that was fine for that. Yeah, I didn't have to deal with customer service, so I don't know how they are. I don't know how any of their other products are, but this one was alright. I liked it. Nothing to write home about, but I think it was pretty decent for what you paid. That's it for this video, and I will see you next time, guys. Sorry for the delay. Hopefully I won't stay sick.